roughly around a month ago, I recorded a video basically about the Trolls Infection AU. That got 13,000 views. That is the most views I've ever got on my channel on one video. But I'm deciding I'm going to make another video. So I looked in the comments and someone said, make a My Little Pony Infection AU video. So I'm like, should I? But then I realized it's one of the most popular Infection AUs out there. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're good.
So I've done a good amount of AUs recently, and I've been seeing comments saying I've basically become an analog horror YouTuber out of nowhere. But who cares, because you guys are loving the series, so the most liked comment on this video is the AU I'll do next. Now, after learning about My Little Pony Outbreak AU, whoever showed me, I don't want to comb another pony. Now, before we get started, I have to recap the cartoon for those who never watched. Now, basically, My Little Pony is about a magical world called Equestria where ponies with special powers live, and the show focuses on friendship, magic, and saving their world from different threats. But in this AU, this deadly threat is not physical, and some of the ponies are infected by something called the Mimic Plague. So it starts off by giving us a status on characters, with the first one being on Twilight Sparkle, who's the main character.
How are you?
Luckily, her status says she's not infected. She's at good health at a 97%. Her sanity's at a 75%, pretty good. But her stress is at a 90%, which of course is concerning. Now we see why, because of the note that's left that says, after receiving no news from Celestia, Twilight takes protecting Ponyville into her own hooves. If you didn't know, Celestia is like Twilight's mentor and mother figure. She studied under her since she was a filly, which is a young female horse, or in her case, unicorn. But Celestia is the wise, powerful ruler of the ponies, who usually count on her for advice or orders, so imagine out of nowhere when suddenly Celestia goes silent during a crisis. It would deeply unsettle Twilight. It's like your lifelong teacher, guide, or protector just disappeared without a word, which is why her stress would be at 90%. And this also hints that something must have went terribly wrong. Fluttershy's not doing too good. She's not been infected, but as you can see, she's gotten a lot of injuries on her body, with it saying that she's gotten scratches from animals, sprained wing from self-defense.
I don't think those are animal scratches. Watch her turn infected. Watch it.
She's even been locked in her cottage since the beginning of the outbreak. So they're not letting her leave her home, and I'm guessing it's because of the aggressiveness the infected probably have. Rainbow Dash is in the green as well. She's basically the ambulance or the police of Ponyville, going around in search of ponies in need. And she's most likely accompanied by Pinkie Pie, who's using her pinky senses to help alert her when danger is nearby. Her pinky senses constantly alerting her could most likely be the thing contributing to why her sanity is so low. It's like your spidey senses constantly going off on a day-to-day basis. That could be annoying for her. Rarity's doing great. It seems like she's sheltering the Cutie Mark Crusaders, who are a club that help ponies discover their special talents and earn their cutie marks. And there's Applejack, who's basically housing all of the survivors in her sanctuary at Sweet Apple Acres, which is kinda a risky job because if you let one wrong person in there, everybody's infected. And the outbreak just began, so how do they know who's infected and who's not? In the next part, we find out what Celestia has been up to, and she's basically been missing, searching day and night for whatever caused this pandemic. And it basically says she's unsure on what to do and is hiding from the other princesses. Of course,
so it's like a fungus, like the trolls.
When you're left in a situation like this and you don't know what to do, some may feel embarrassed or too much of a failure to even show their face. Now there's Starlight Glimmer, who's unfortunately...
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
I don't think I will.
In a world where you've constantly been told what you can't do.
Thank you. Let me skip now.
Who will you
Please
choose
let me
to
skip.
Been infected. Now, she's in the second stage of infection currently, and if you think this looks bad, keep in mind there are 5 stages. In stage 1, your danger level is 20%. The pony is still themselves in this stage, but is just confused and scared. With green ooze that sits on their skin, it also disables their unicorn magic once they come into contact. In the second stage, your eyes will blacken and the ooze will start to expand in and outside of your body. And not only will their hair be extremely longer, but they will be expressively happy. But don't be fooled. The pony is just eager to trick other ponies in order to infect them, making their danger level jump from 20 to 80%. In stage 3, your danger level is now 90. As the pony's features morph, their hair grows rapidly, and the ooze starts to spread and damage their body, creating holes and open craters, almost like it's
level 5
burning
look
and
like?
digging in you. With the ooze even dripping out of their eyes like tears, the pony will now hiss and growl and gurgle at you. By stage 4, their hair will continue to grow and they also will become discolored. See-through holes will start to form on their body with huge chunks of their flesh missing, and they'll always be starving, as the transformation doesn't give the creature a hunger for love, but a hunger for flesh, making their danger mode 100%. And when you thought it couldn't get any worse, by stage 5, the danger status is changed to run. In this state, their goal is to eat. They grow fangs, and their cutie mark is no longer there. The only benefit from them being in this stage is that they can no longer infect anybody else, as they have no more green ooze coming off their body. And I'm guessing Luna knows what we know about the stages now, because it says that she's been researching restlessly for a solution for the ponies. With her health and sanity being great, but her
They don't have opposable thumbs. How are they gonna make a cure? How did they make buildings? They don't have usable.
her stress being at 97, isolating herself alone, probably going insane. Princess Cadence is doing good, but she's shut down all transportation to and from the Crystal Empire, which she rules over. And she's waiting a response from Celestia, who I said, of course, is unreachable. Discord himself doesn't really care about the outbreak.
Discord. Which Nexus gang gonna be howling at the moon? Yeah, you fucking pause.
Kinda makes sense for something that he'd do. His personalities deal with it. He's basically the spirit of chaos and disharmony, so this kinda makes sense for something that he'd do. His personality is all about being mischievous, so of course he doesn't care about fixing it. It also says that he doesn't know what caused the outbreak, but he also cares about only protecting Fluttershy. It makes sense that he's choosing to only protect her because at one point he was a major villain. He turned Ponyville upside down after escaping Stone imprisonment, and after he becomes friends with everybody, but they don't really trust him like
Stone in prison. Why did he get Stone imprisonment? Isn't that like death?
that because of his chaotic nature, but
Yeah.
Fluttershy was the first one to treat him with kindness and patience, so he'll behave to make Fluttershy proud most of the time. Now, this is the night when Starlight was
Fluttershy's been a
actually
baddie.
infected. She was in the room talking with Starlight and was saying how
You
she
heard
wanted
me.
to go see her friend Thorax and see if he's okay.
Thor.
And Twilight reassures her that everything's fine, don't worry, and that to be careful of the mole wolf when she goes out there and be safe. The mole wolf is a deadly creature that Thorax and the other ponies have fought before, so hopefully he doesn't show up in this AU, because that'd be even deadlier. So then she leaves Twilight's house, and
That's
while
a
she's
big-ass
walking, some black creature comes up
That's
behind
a-
her.
Whoa.
And then she's infected. Meanwhile, we're taken to Celestia's throne room where she's contemplating and talking about how she's worried about Twilight because she's been sending her messages but hasn't been getting any responses. And then she says maybe she's too caught up with her research, and whatever happens, her and her friends can handle it. And as she says this, meanwhile in the village, an infected foot is coming towards Trixie's house. During that same night, Fluttershy is in her house with no wounds and is about to make dinner. Then out of nowhere, Discord teleports inside of her house, apologizing for the inconvenience. And then Fluttershy looks at him and says, "Oh, Discord, nothing out of the ordinary is happening here, don't worry." And he pauses and looks at her and says, But I know something isn't right, Fluttershy. Something is wrong.
Whoa.
Back at Trixie's house, you can see that she had a little off-screen confrontation with infected Starlight, saying,
So, that's when, yeah, why haven't they invented weapons? Like, use your magic horn to, like, pierce their skull open or something. But that would make you infected.
Starlight, please, what's wrong with
Take
you?
him down with
And
you.
as you can see, she's in her third stage where she's more 90% dangerous and is hissing. As she tells Starlight to snap out of it and get away from her, she does end up getting away from her, leaving her health at 59%, her sanity at 92, and her stress very high at 81.
Wait, can't they
She
fly?
even says that she doesn't understand why Starlight attacked her, which lets us know that this all takes place the first day of the outbreak. We sadly don't know at this point if she's infected or not, but she did get patched up, as you can see. Not only did she escape infected Starlight, but she ran straight towards Twilight's house. When she arrived, she of course told Twilight everything that happened, and then at the end of the story asked, "You can surely help her, right?" Twilight doesn't want to believe it at first and kind of starts to panic, but Trixie tells her, "There's literally no time for this. We need..."
Is Discord the only male in My Little Pony? Like, I don't think I've seen any other boys in the clips I saw.
To get her contained now. And that's when Twilight alerts everybody to stay in their home until they can fix what's going on. And at the end of the night, the next day, we're taken over to Applejack's place, where Twilight ends up bursting through the door, fully covered in blood.
Why does she look like that?
When Luna and Applejack see her, they ask if she's okay, but she says no. "I just killed Trixie." And she goes on and tells her that
Well, she was infected, I'll just say that. You know, maybe it's not too bad that you killed an infected.
Trixie lost her mind and attacked her last night, letting us know that she was in fact infected by Starlight. So when Twilight was sleeping, infected Trixie tried sneaking her. Luckily, Twilight woke up and teleported behind her and sadly unalived her. And before she left, she yelled at everybody in there to stay put. One interesting part of this AU that I
That
like
awfully
is when
sucks.
before she enters Pinky's home is that she realizes she doesn't need to be trotting around with blood on her, which shows us in real time her gaining more of her sanity. Right when Twilight enters Pinky's home, she says, "Oh, we can leave our cottages now. Do you want me to bake you anything?" She's just completely unserious about what's going on because she doesn't know what's going on. And Twilight, interestingly
She just caught a
enough,
body.
actually sees the smile on her face and the mood she's in and completely shuts it down, telling her that she packed up Trixie. Then Twilight has an emotional moment where
She packed up Trixie. That
she tells her nobody's messaging me back and I'm just so scared, and that she never had to kill a pony before, but Pinky tells her that we're all gonna do this together. And if only she knew, 3 days later
Oh,
there
someone's
would be
infected.
dead pony corpse right outside her home, with infected dominating the streets. And after 3 days, Starlight is still going around and infecting everybody, with there not being any cure being made. For the past days,
so that's how
Twilight's
they
been
looked up
doing
things.
studying and researching, sending out messages back and forth between other people. That's when Pinky tells her they're banging on the windows at night, which lets us know how much of a threat they are even more. They
have a shotgun next to you. One tries breaking in. Bing. Actually, I have a shotgun right here.
can most likely
worry about
smell these ponies out. Then Twilight drops an emergency broadcast for every pony about
shut up.
the mimic plague.
With Chewy Pharmacy, you can get all your pet medications delivered.
One night while Twilight's walking through the castle, she's stopped by Pinky, who tells her that her senses are driving her nuts. Then Twilight sighs and says, "We're fine. The only way they'll get in here is if my spells wears off." That's when Pinky goes off and says, "Why aren't you as concerned as me, Twilight?" Twilight says, "Excuse me?" Pinky continues and says, "What are we waiting around for? We're not gonna solve any problems sitting inside this castle. It's wrong." Then she charges
start
up her
purging
horn,
them.
and they're teleported away. And in another room, Twilight tells Pinky, "I'm trying my best here. I'm not perfect, pony." Then
Start purging the infected. Kill them all. I don't care how many ponies are going to die. They're not human anymore. Well, they were never human in the first place. They're not pony anymore. I'll just say that.
Pinky says, I'm not saying that, Twilight. I just think there's a better way to do everything. Then Twilight says, how am I supposed to know the perfect way to accommodate ponies in this mess? This isn't a friendship problem. This is an attack on pony kind. It's nothing we've ever faced before. Ponies have rarely killed any villains we've faced before. This is great character development, as in a series like My Little Pony, which has fighting but is also for kids, you kinda miss out on the moments like this where the characters are put in situations they'd never been put in before instead of the same situations with just different characters. After a long pause, Pinky says, we need Discord, and Twilight says he's not coming to help us. Meanwhile, we're taken to Discord's dimension where Fluttershy is kinda bored and
basically just had him teleport everyone there and wait for the infection to die out.
also very sad. And then she begins to plead with Discord to go out and help everybody, but he just completely says no and he's not changing his mind. Soon back at the castle, Pinky and Twilight did something
They caught more bodies. I don't want to see these ponies covered in blood.
unthinkable. They got rid of everyone in the castle. At least that's what the AU wanted you to believe, but it turns out when they were gone for that 10 minutes, an infected that was actually playing good guy was low-key disguised and killed everyone there while they were gone.
Okay, how didn't you see green eyes and like oozing like okay, that was a horrible impression. Like test time. Pull out the shotgun. Boom, right there head.
Then we're shown a scene where Celestia's fighting infected ponies, who, if I'm not mistaken, are all in stage 5, because in the 5th stage is when they can use their powers with no green goo stopping them, further showing how powerful she is. Meanwhile, Applejack and Rainbow Dash reunite with
get
Luna.
infected, watch.
On the other hand, Pinky's kind of going insane, making up these false things in her head, saying like, oh, one of the infected looked like a changeling, and maybe if they find Chrysalis that they could fix all of this stuff, hopefully. Chrysalis is a villain that's able to shapeshift and absorb powers.
That was creepy enough. Just, I hate when they like bend their bones like that. Oh, and it's muted again.
Laughing hysterically, just showing how insane she's gotten. And Twilight demands her to get a hold of herself as they have a tough journey ahead. Back at the barn where a lot of the survivors are hiding out, Applejack and Luna are talking, and that's when they hear some screaming. There, an infective out eating a pony during the day. Meanwhile, Zecora has ran into infected Starlight, saying,
Oh, horrible time to pause. During the day. Oh yeah, the pony can only attack at night. They're flesh-eating monsters. They don't care whether it's light or dark. They'll kill you.
what has become of my friend? And she looks hideous.
Trust me on
And
that.
later that night, Twilight and Pinky find Zecora infected. And
Oh.
we're hit with one of the saddest scenes of Princess Luna, or aka Nightmare Moon, crying to herself, pleading with her sister, who is Celestia, that she can't do it alone. Which is followed by a scene of all the princesses being tormented and attacked
The Invincible War. Why does it look like the Invincible War, bro?
by infected. Sadly,
That one. This is supposed to be a sad scene, but bro, that shit look like the Invincible War. Yeah, I'm an invincible nerd.
scene of all the princesses being tormented and attacked by infected.
Dude, I swear that looks like the Invincible War. Next, they're gonna be posed up like this.
Sadly, it's not looking too good for the ponies. We're even shown a scene of Celestia fighting
Oh.
Princess Chrysalis. And
Yeah,
then,
throw hands.
surprisingly
Oh.
enough, out of nowhere,
Oh,
her
poo-poo.
sister, Nightmare Moon, shows up. That's when the infected does something that's not even recorded on any of these stages and evolves, making the stakes even higher. And sadly,
Fuck
she ended up taking out Celestia's sister. With
That
only her
sucks.
injuries and trauma left, it fueled her anger, making her transform into her strongest form called Daybreaker. And right before she's about to incinerate the creature, she notices that it looks kind of like Twilight. And then
Kill it.
blood splatters across the screen, which is followed by a huge explosion as she self-destructed herself. All the ponies in the area are left distraught.
This is literally the Invincible War, bro. My entire skeleton.
As they watch and see this explosion go down. Everyone's left at complete despair, speechless, but the only one with a huge smile on their face is Starlight.
Yep, that's Sinister
says,
Mark.
"Aw, poor ponies. Feeble attempts, useless.
Sinister.
Your pony princess decided to go boom." Then Twilight says, "How do you know that? You don't know what happened." Then Starlight says,
Nah, that was
"Oh,
where Explode, trust.
because I was there. I'm everywhere and anywhere all at once. I
What?
made sure to create this host to carry on my essence in case you foolish ponies managed to destroy the original." And as all the ponies listen, left speechless, she says, "You seriously thought I wouldn't come up with a backup plan?" And the ponies prepare for battle.
I was like, about to
Other
throw
ones
hands.
clenching and running for their life. But it's all
Angstrom,
worthless.
bro.
Twilight's taken down,
Oh, damn.
and the others are trying their best to take down the infected.
Angstrom.
Meanwhile, in Starlight's body, she's pleading with her to stop and leave her friends alone, saying, "I know you hate me and my friends, but can you just please stop?" Chrysalis actually took
fuck
over
the ponies
Starlight's
do?
body, trapping her in her own consciousness, with her not able to fight back. And then she says, "Now then, let us give your friends a true lesson of teamwork," and starts
get
to
hit
take
their
them
head ripped
down
off.
one by one, slaughter by slaughter. And as Pinky is caring for a badly wounded Twilight, she watches as Rarity is picked up and blown to pieces. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on the next part. As
Okay,
it's
there's
not out.
another part. There's another part. Oh, hi there. Ugh. If there's another part, I'm watching it.
Here's some Sonic facts.
Here's some Sonic facts you didn't know. Sonic has a left willy on his ball. Yep, only one of them. Okay. So there's not another part. So I'm going to end this video right here, actually. That was a really good video. And once again, can't wait for part 2. But that'll be it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.